Divine Celestial greetings. I am Celestial Earth and this divine energy essence of it all, sitting here in this Leo's light on the, actually I'm on the 8-8 gateway. And this is this is in between the full moon. So this is a post full moon video. Post full moon from some cards that were pulled on that day that I want to share before I shift into the new moon window. So from the full moon in Aquarius, now going into the new moon in Leo, which is going to be a solar eclipse. So the eclipse is activating the lunar node. So there's a lot going on. You see the wisdom in the wind is saying ashe, ashe. So let's hear what we got to say on this day. So this is a conversation from the full moon, post full moon, and I think it's very important. No, I know it's very important that we understand what the lineup was saying. And I did a live with these cards, sharing it with the live, and I want to share for those who probably didn't catch the live. It's very potent. It's a very potent time all around. So right here in the middle of it, while we're on the 8-8, whoever sees this, happy 8-8 when they get there, which is really about the halls of Amenti, but that's a story for another day, a video for another day in another kind of way, actually later today. So with that said, let me go right through the cards. So this was a 7-card pull. If you pay attention, you will see what is lining up. What is the conversation of the cards saying? It's basically taking us on a journey as to where we're coming from, where we've been in the recent past, and what is the future outcome, depending on how we're working out what we're working out. What were the hidden cards, what was being hidden, the hidden messages, what were the obstacles, what can help us, and what is the action step that we need to take. That's how I like to do the 7-card draw, or how it has come upon me in that way. So this is my Oracle deck. Some may be familiar with it. So let's get right into it, because I got no time to waste, right? Got no time for fake ones. So the first card is a root card. Right, and this is a card that is saying it is what it is. And I just love how these look. It is what it is. And this is where we've been. This is where a lot of us, this is for the 144 as usual. I like to say this for the 144, the chosen of the chosen of the chosen few, those of us who are on our incline, right? On the ascension time, in our cosmic incline into the true timeline. Right, so what's happening is it is what it is how some of us have been feeling. This is in the recent past. So when I say recent past, this is maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, 6 months ago, because remember, the full moon is always reflective. It's 6 months. It's a full moon in Aquarius. So even think back to where you were 6 months ago when we were in Aquarius, when the earth was in Aquarius at a solar perspective. So it is what it is what you've been seeing, what you've been getting, what you've been feeling. The message has been the same. Every time something happens, the energy is saying, hey, it is what it is, in the root chakra. So get it in the root. Get it, the truth in the root, that it is what it is. Whatever is happening in the root is the physical body. So whatever we have been seeing that has been happening, it's saying, hey, it is what it is. This is a message we have been getting and what we've been sitting in our recent past. Now, a lot of these cards came upside down, and I'm gonna tell you why. But I'm gonna show it to you. It came just like this, upside down. This is a 2nd card, and this is what it looks like. It is Divine Matrix. It is a crown chakra card. Okay, the Divine Matrix. But it came upside down. So the 2nd card is usually saying this is where we are. So we were coming from that space of it is what it is, where we are. This is during the time of the full moon, still kind of in those energies, because we're not yet at the new moon yet. But this is what the recent status has been, right? We've been now in the Divine Matrix, but not quite. That's why it's upside down, because we're not really experiencing the Divine Matrix. However, the Divine Matrix is happening. It's always here and happening. I mean, in the regards to the visibility to us and the way we're manifesting it, the way we're seeing it, it's happening. but not quite. So we're in it, but it's like we're not really seeing that we're in it, if that makes sense. That's where we are. It's like we wandering around like, where are we? Where are we? Right? So that's where we are recently. It is what it is, but where are we? You know, we sense the divine matrix, right? And it's because we recognize that it is what it is in the earth that we're now saying, okay, if that's what it is, then here's what we is. Here's what we are, the divine matrix. We're in it. Right? Right, bird? Thank you. Now the obstacle, the third card is usually not the obstacle. The third card is what we are blind to. It's in our blind spots. It's our hidden spots. This too came upside down. It is willing to release. Willing release. And this is the highest crown chakra card. Willing release. And it's upside down. And I so get this because this is a message that has been coming through recently in the 8-8 Lionsgate. Like it's been, you know, reverberated from when this card was pulled, that this is what's being hidden, what we are not seeing. As I always like to say, it's not hidden because somebody's hiding it from us. It's hidden because it's in our blind spot. Somehow, somewhere in our subconscious mind, we're blinding ourselves to it. We're not seeing it. And so what's hidden is surrender, release. We're not seeing what it is to surrender. And there is the new message I've been getting right now, the day that we're on, is that in order to have a true willingness, there needs to be a surrender, and not the pacified surrender. A surrender that means breaking. Surrender, release. The release is letting go of things that we usually kind of don't want to let go of, and that's why it's in the blind spot. It's not because we don't see it, and that's why it's upside down. Let me say that too. For one, it's in the blind spot because we don't want to let it go. We're holding on to it. And it's upside down because it's not because we don't know what it is. As I said, we're holding on to something. There's something that you don't want to actually release, even though you know it's not good for you, even though you know it is what it is, and you're now in the divine matrix. Even with knowing all of that, the addiction to it, the habitual behaviors towards it, whatever it may be, whatever the reason, the family ties to it, whatever the reason, the obligation to some type of job for some kind of money, the fear factors, whatever it is, you're holding on to it, and that's causing it to be in the blind spot. And it's only upside down because you really do know what it is. It's like the cards are saying, no, you know. This is not so blind as you think, but we are holding ourselves as blinders, right? Now, the obstacle, this is the obstacle that's being had, and this came straight, just like this, not upside down, is a throat chakra card, which during the full moon with the chakra infusion, this is the most important card, because with the full moon, the chakra infusion had a focus on the throat. It was a throat chakra day, right? It was a throat chakra by the moon, and it was a throat chakra by the days of the week according to the 5D calendar. For those who know, you know. This is saying shining through. So the expression, the throat, it needs to shine through. And I did a live talking about that in regards to that case that everybody knows where the young man's throat was held. There's something to that, because overall in the collective, there needs to be a shining through. This is an obstacle. It is being obstructed, just like they obstructed it in the autopsy, however you say it. It is being obstructed. Something is being held back, blocked, but it is the obstacle. And usually we have an obstacle because of what is being hidden. This usually goes hand in hand. So the fact that we're not willing to release some old concepts, some old thoughts, whatever it is that we're holding on to, that's what's creating the obstacle of being the expression. We're not just talking about speaking. The throat chakra is about an expression of being in true integrity. We are not operating. We are aware of what true integrity is, but we are not shining through. We are not being true expressions of true integrity. Right? And I'm not talking about people who say, oh, well, I call it like I see it. Okay, that's good. But what about the things you don't see? What about the things you choose to hold on to? So we're not talking about the things that we're biased and comfortable about calling out. We're talking about the things that we are not willing to surrender, the things that we're holding on to, that we are not standing up and shining through and being beams of light that are expressing soul and spiritual integrity, authenticating the vibratory field no matter what, against all odds, no matter how it looks, whether it's diplomatic, whether it's comfortable, whether now is the right time. It doesn't matter. We are here to shine through. So this is an obstacle because we are not shining like we should. And I'm speaking as a collective when I say we. Of course, I don't mean individually. Some of us are on different levels, but as a collective. So even those of us who are doing the work, think about in what ways that this is not happening for you. In some kind of way, this is a part of the story. What is it that is being an obstacle that you're not particularly shining through? So in other words, let's not just look in the mirror and say, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. That's good. That's great. We ought to be right now looking in the mirror to see what we're not doing. We ought to be looking in the mirror to see what's not beautiful, what's not true, what's not good in you, right? So we can make the change. Now, the helping card, what's going to help is it came upside down, and this is a root chakra card, lower root at that, not that it's bad, but lower root chakra, more into the earth. Roots of abundance is what it's saying. So what can help you is you recognizing that your roots are in the abundance of the earth, that everything you need is in the abundance of the earth. So the things that may be holding you back, think about the obstacle. This is the helper card that's going to help you. Think about what's being hidden, right? So this is a helper card that's going to help you with what is being hidden, that thing that you're holding on to. Remember your roots of abundance. What's going to help you is remembering what is in the earth that is abundantly there for you. And it's upside down because it's not in the way that you think. Like even now today on the 8-8, as everybody's talking about abundance, like this big abundance portal. And it is, but in another way, story for another day. But it is not the abundance that you think. Roots of abundance is not, oh yeah, I'm gonna get into that bag, I'm getting mines, my prosperity. No, this is not that. We're talking about the abundance of your infinite existence, of your abundance of everything that is in the earth already given to you. Not things that are ready-made, already pressed together, already, printed out like dollars. We're not talking about that. Right? So what can help you is you recognizing the true cosmic abundance in the earth that gives into your earthly abundance. Yes, eventually, but we're looking at our true abundance, your cosmic identity, your spiritual identity. Do you know who you are? Because that is your abundance. Your true self is your abundance, because when you know that true self, it makes way for you, right? This is going to help with those who are having a hard time with that surrendering the will, because we're not releasing what we really need to release, that difficult thing. And the reason that we don't is because of roots of abundance, not being rooted in the abundance and seeing things at surface level and not knowing the true value, things like that, right? So as I said, it's upside down because it's not the things that you think are abundant, but it is the abundance in the earth, in the cosmic earth, that is going to help you say, well, I'm cosmically abundantly blissful. And I don't need whatever this thing is that I'm holding on to, a family tie, a job alibi, obligation, whatever it is, this old stale relationship, this old personality, this old concept of thinking. I don't need that. This old narrative that supports a wound that I've always had because I'm afraid to let it go. I don't need that. This recognizing your cosmic abundance is going to help you to release the grip on that. That's why it's a helper card. Now the 6th card came upside down as well. It is another lower chakra card, but this is a sacral, and it is called bearing fruit. Bearing fruit. This is the action card. And I'll say why it's upside down. But first, let's look at what is bearing fruit. In the sacral, which is the emotional body, we need to be bearing fruit with the energy in motion, with the flow of knowing who we are. We need to be bearing fruit in creativity. The sacral chakra is it's the center of creativity. Sexuality and creativity, they go hand in hand, right? So creativity is what brings forth more. It allows you to be recreative, right? So we're in also a season of high potential, potensity, however you want to look at it, for creativity. We're in this major creative portal, being in Leo, where it is also about creativity, the fire of desire and creativity. So the action step that is going to take place is going to be, and I've had to look at it because, as I said, fire, these look like little fireballs to me, like, oh yeah, fire in a tree. Don't burn the tree, but we need the fire of desire, and we need fruits of abundance. And that's what I see. It's lighting up. So this is lighting up as here's fruits of abundance. We need to recognize our abundance. So look how the helper card give way to this, because the helper card is saying we need to know our roots of abundance so that we can be bearing fruit. I know I said fruits of abundance. No, it's bearing fruit. That's how close they are, and how it helps. The helper card, roots of abundance, is going to help you to take the action of bearing fruit. What does that mean? Get creative. Sacral chakra, creativity. Create. Whatever it is that you have as a gift, as a talent, as a service, especially for those of you who are ascending through the fifth dimension into the Aquarian age and into the fifth dimension, it is time to utilize your gifts to move towards special service, sacred service, using your sacred service to uplift the true collective of the fifth dimension. This is what is needed. Action. Start bearing your fruits. I don't care how small it is, from big to little, little to big. Create. Take a day to say, I'm going to commit to putting towards this creation in some kind of way, and do it for you and for those who you know it's going to benefit and service. Don't think of everybody that needs to like it. It's for you to bring forth the fruit, bearing fruit. So again, it's upside down because it's not what we think. It's not the bearing fruit that we think, the money and no, we're not looking at any of that. We're looking at our cosmic alignment, our soul's purpose of why we are here on this earth, bearing fruit of the fifth dimension. Now, when we do all of that, here's the seventh card. It is a merry motive. It is a solar plexus card, which is what we need right now. The activity of the Leo's energy right now is upper solar plexus, high solar plexus into, and this is a high solar plexus card, into the heart of the lion. Upper solar plexus into the heart. Why? Because we need that waking lion. A high solar plexus card is also the waking lion, which I don't have here, but it is the waking lion. It is a merry motive. So the outcome when we do all of this, right? So this is, if you go through all of what we just saw, all of that takes you to this. You're going to get the outcome if you do what you need to do. We're not just going to get the outcome magically, but this is the potential outcome of having a merry motive, having a strong solar plexus. A merry motive is having a true desire in your true identity body. And having the merry motive is walking in the soul's purpose with your true identity of who you are here to be. Write the story that you need to write. Be on your true timeline, because when you do all of that, you are going to be operating through a merry motive, which is bringing you into the brave heart of the lion. It's bringing you into your heart chakra of being true to you, your authenticity, the brave heart of the lion, the courage. This is giving you the courage. When you are walking in a merry motive, it's because you are empowered and you have the courage to do what needs to be done, because you have created, you've been bearing fruits. You know that it is what it is. You are walking in the divine matrix. You are surrendering the release. You are willing to release, right? You are, what is the next one? You are shining your light through. See, when we do all of these, you push past that obstacle and shine that light through. You know your abundance your roots of abundance in which you come from, and not just in the earth, but from the ethers, from the cosmos into the earth. Deep, deep roots. You know the fruits that you are bearing, and you are taking the action step, most importantly, taking the action step to bear those fruits. Create, create, create. And because of all of that, you have the outcome. You are walking into your potential outcome of being and walking in a merry motive into your higher solar plexus of you knowing who you truly are, which is the season that we are in the Leo, with the South Node in Leo into the North Node in Aquarius, which is to have the true awareness of self, extracting the true self out of the fallacies of who you think you are. Right? And this is why these cards, to me, these cards really, this was from the full moon, as I said. This is a post full moon extra, additive, if you will, onto where we are going. And I felt it was important for us to know the exchange, the energy of exchange, as we're coming from the full moon into the new moon. Tomorrow begins our new moon window. For those who know about the new moon manifestations, that window opens up tomorrow, even though the new moon is on the 12th, and it is a solar eclipse, and it is powerful, and it is the perfect topping on top of all of these light code integrations that we've been having, and on top of this very potent 88888 Lionsgate. We'll explain that in another video, in the next one. But why, on top of all of this particular new moon manifesting new beginnings, all of this is going to add to that. So for whoever this has been able to help faithfully, this card conversation was able to help you see what the transition that we're in from full moon into the new moon, how this is going to help us embrace and manifest with the new moon manifestation, right? And bring in the new beginnings of the true self, the awakened lion, the higher aspect of you that is walking into your next true timeline, if this is for you and you know what you got to do, right? And if you know, you know. So with that said, thank you for being here with me in this very cosmic existence, in the light of it all, and faithfully being able to share more with you all. As always, more cards are to come. More chakra infusion is to come. For those who want to build a community, I might as well just start saying it. We're building a community for those that are really on the ascension time and building for the fifth dimension, the Aquarian age, and particularly building the light colonies in the fifth dimension, because all of this is for the amplification and the upliftment of that. We are lighting up on the light grid, and all of these are minute details that are a part. It's from the micro to the macro that are taking us into that next level in the bifurcation, bridge. So for those who are ready to walk across that bridge and who are looking for their Syrian starseed tribe, you're looking for your Kemetically inclined Ancient Ones tribe, you're looking for those who are ready to truly build in this community in a major way, even to the point of maybe physically building, not maybe it is, but maybe physically relocating. If you've been looking for, I am looking for where I need to be, things like that, feel free to reach out. It's akilatextry@gmail.com. You can email me at any time, and I will check and see if this is something for your soul's inclined. So let's go. Peace, love, and light.